Vocabio. Master English your way.
Tool belt on. Maybe rummage through a skip and make your own solutions.
We go rummage through the fridge or the cabinets for a little hit of taste.
Of trash information. We rummage out the facts that are buried among the mess. We dust them off.
And how they just go around and rummage in lasers and cars and humanes, and how they just go around and rummage in lasers and cars and humane.
Put it in their work, and she was a good, excellent scientist. So they rechecked, and they redid their experiments many times. And
truth is a process of checking and rechecking, and it doesn't work if you just talk to people you are.
Next to me while I'm doing stuff, and every step I recheck, like, oh, did I remember all the things, and did I measure right? So
put it in their work, and she was a good, excellent scientist. So they rechecked, and they redid their experiments many times. And
a little bit wider, like 17 inches. And unroll, leave the pastry in the fridge, a little bit wider, like 17 inches. And unroll, leave the pastry in the fridge.
And started unrolling it. It worked when it was a triangle.
Intangible heritage can unroll and unfold. And then what?
A little bit wider, like 17 inches. And unroll, leave the pastry in the fridge.
Modified or renovated that interior.
You come in
and completely renovated to have a more an office setting that was more conducive to
the mechanical system here. It didn't really work very well and has been renovated, I think, 7 times. But we see, the image on
the Vatican Library collection was closed. They were renovating, so I've never yet got to see that one.
Apologies if I mispronounced this, but Isam Ahmed from AFP.
Yes,
I mispronounced it.
Göbekli Tepe. We don't know very much about it.
Sunyana, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Sunyana. What are your favorite
Vyatsov, I mispronounced it, I'm sure. And this guy on his grave.
Taking someone else's time. We have to make sure that we're repaying that by giving them the attention that they serve.
To be able to hopefully be in a position one day to repay her, and I can't give her back the time that her and my dad.
They know that they have to repay debts on time with interest. Now, this is something that Indian rulers.
Middle-earning graduate will be repaying on average £50,000 worth of student debt. They don't have to.
I don't know how they repay. Maybe their parents are paying it back, but they are a borrowing, spending.
About this, then try Googling. Can I say that here? Googling.
Your views on the merits or otherwise of Googling health information in your experience?
It might be that veterans are not Googling those things as often, and so it's not coming.
When you overcook spinach, what happens is that the chlorophyll molecule loses the.
Cook it long enough. You really can't overcook it. Of course, that's a little bit of a lie, but
a lot is that you cannot overcook a mushroom in, like, if you're boiling it.
Used to cooking and you overcook them, you could easily take the same recipe that you've just.
Yes, nobody will eat these potatoes. I overcook the shit out of them.
From the world's deadliest infectious diseases have halved, and for the first time in history, over 50.
It's a sort of building in 2 halves. There's an existing as-built condition. There is a choice.
And faith, and also a new book called The Haves and Have-Yots, Dispatches on the Ultra-Rich.
The test data set is divided into 2 halves. The individual data set, which should be called intelligence halved.
Well, welcome to this intelligence halved event, which will.
They have end caps with sugar-sweetened beverages and Oreo cookies, tempting you into whim purchase. They have end caps with sugar-sweetened beverages and Oreo cookies, tempting you into whim purchase.
Bigger sense, you say dwarves, or say what would use to sweeten it? Probably fruits or berries and stuff. And does a dwarf have access to?
I also have a date sweetened almond milk in the book, and I use that along with the cardamom.
That or sell that or brand that or even just televise that, it's never been possible because TV stations are like, look.
And even though it was a nationally televised game on Thursday on Amazon Prime, and the entire.
If you remember, he has this famous meeting, which is televised, we all see with his National Security Council.
Never left my mind. This was an internationally televised event, and within minutes of its start, false claims started.
Is a really great base of onion sautéed. You know, you've got ginger garlic, you've got your...
Provide better fuel. So lightly steamed, sautéed, or raw vegetables are typically more beneficial.
Hold well, that you can either saute in a pan or microwave and enjoy it.
Saute it up, and it's just a really beautiful thing to cook. And so
you have that broth, and all you have to do is saute some onion and carrot and celery, and you already have soup. I mean,
you can pretty much just customize it to whatever you prefer.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you did.
You have to do this very specific customized form work in order to generate that kind of...
You can customize this a little, change the size if you want, and
we're going to customize the interventions. You're going to avoid excluding
bagel bites or through having video games. That hardened me for what's
5, but Bond's subsequent experience only hardened his resolve. Pounding the pavement in Boston and...
Tonight I will be in conversation with our guest, Catherine Page Harden, a psychologist and behavioral geneticist. She's professor of psychology.
And the last thing was space-hardened atomic clocks. Clocks had been around. They'd been in the lab.
Make your components as space-hardened as you do for long-lived missions. If you're
game like this. And then eventually Farmville starts to dangle this little mansion in front of your face, and you're like,
Right dangling carrot.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Our next question from Sandy. What?
Dare to dream regal. We dangle before these kids. Mass hypnosis, drone.
That all they have to do is, dangle billions of dollars around, kind of pull the levers with all the people.
Dorothy Dangle, who is going to speak to us on how to save the oceans.
That would allow the structure of carbon to rearrange itself. It's sort of using.
They would join the formation that silently rearranged itself to take them in while keeping its constant geometric.
Status hierarchy can get rearranged. We move from, we're talking about conversation. Here I am.
Caught my eye. That's rearrange the pieces, which is
Oh,
a great one too.
that one.
Visited River Thames in London. And it took...
One of the big things as far as like trying to tame this virus is wearing masks and social distancing.
And trying to tame your fear. And there's so many different sources of fear you can have.
We would not know what value to aim towards. We also see that there are 3 actions that give us
the batteries needing to be recharged and whatnot. What is that drop?
The power of downstate. Recharging your life using your body's own restorative system.
With ISS, recharge Starliner's batteries, verify a telemetry.
Como, like, how can I say, like, I'm recharged, I guess, if that makes sense. I feel recharged.
Of course. That's great.
Happy to talk with others, but I need time to recharge and really identify with you as an introvert. I found learning.
And actually, there was something pretty sickening about it.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
11,000 parts per million, and could have badly sickened, if not killed people, if some engineer hadn't been sitting at his...
His body lands on a ledge with a sickening thud and then bounces towards oblivion. For a moment.
And I don't know, it's a little sickening, to me anyway.
We've spoken about football.
Never maltreat them, who will never sicken, never ache, never long to sleep.
Vocabio, available in Google Play. Download, discover, improve your English.